Hello everyone, it's me again, Miss Jennifer, your biology, chemistry, and your science teacher. I would like to welcome you all to our second online class. So before we proceed with our discussion today, let's have a short review first in our last topic.
What is chemistry? Chemistry is the science of matter. This may sound simple, but chemistry is a complex and broad topic that covers a wide variety of fields. From the core of the Earth to the farthest reaches of the universe, chemistry is everything and everywhere. Chemistry, a definition. Chemistry is the study of matter, including its composition, properties, and structure, how it changes, and how it interacts with energy. This is a pretty simple definition that sums up what is actually a complex and fascinating subject. If you have ever asked why or how something is in the natural world, odds are good that your question and the answer were related to chemistry. For instance, why is the sky blue? Colors depend on the chemical makeup of substances and what kind of light they reflect. How does an insect walk across the surface of a pond without falling through? The unique properties of water give it a high surface tension, which means that small objects can rest on it without sinking. Chemistry is all around, and anything related to matter involves chemistry. Main branches of chemistry. Since chemistry is such a broad and vast subject, we can divide it up into more manageable topics to help us more accurately. 1. Organic chemistry. 2. Inorganic chemistry. 3. Analytical chemistry. 4. Physical chemistry. 5. Biochemistry. We will learn more about these topics as we go on.
For today's topic, we will discuss about matter. Question: what is matter, or how do you define the word matter? So when we say matter, it defined as anything that occupies space and mass. So for most common objects that we deal with everyday life, it is fairly simple to demonstrate that they have mass and take up space. When we say mass, it is a measurement of how much matter is in an object. So for example, class, we have here in this picture. So in this picture, we have the states of matter, the solids, liquids, and gases. Okay, so all of this are made up of matter, like the table, milk, the wind, the electric fan, and so on. Aside from the three states of matter, matter is also classified into two. So what are the two classifications of matter? The two classifications of matter are the following. Element. Can everybody say element? Compound. Compound. So these are the two classifications of matter. How do you define an element, or what is an element? So element is a substance that consists of only one type of an atom. Take note, element, there is only one type of an atom. For example, we have platinum here. So platinum consists of only one type of an atom. We also have titanium and silver. Next, we have the word compound. So how do you define compound? A compound is a substance that contains two or more elements that are chemically combined together. Again, take note, two or more elements that are chemically, not physically, but chemically bonded together. For example, we have here oxygen and hydrogen. So when an oxygen bonded with hydrogen, it will form a compound. So compound composed of two or more elements. So aside from the two classifications of matter, matter is also made up of a tiny, when we say tiny, it's very small, and discrete, or the space in between, particles. Matter is made up of tiny and discrete particles. There are spaces, discrete means space, between these particles. So, what are these tiny and discrete particles? Do you have any idea? So these particles are the following. Atoms. Can everybody say atoms? Ions. Molecules. So these are the three particles of matter. How do you define an atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element that can be participate in a chemical reaction. So again, smallest particle of an element is called an atom. And an atom have also three particles. These three particles are electrons, the proton, and the neutron. We will discuss about this on next meeting. Next is we have the word ion. Ion is a positively charged or a negatively charged particle. So again, in this example, we have sodium here and we have fluorine. So sodium is a metal atom while fluorine is a non-metal ion. So when these two having this chemical reactions takes place, metal form a positively charged and non-metal fluorine form a negatively charged ion. So in short, a charged particle is called an ion. Another one is we have this what we call a molecule. It is a neutral particle that consists of two or more atoms which are chemically bonded together. Again, two or more atoms chemically bonded together is called a molecule. For example here, so we have two elements here, oxygen and hydrogen, and they are bonded together to form a molecule. Note, molecules can be either an element or a compound. Again, molecules can either be an element or a compound. So for example, an element oxygen, letter O, with a symbol of letter O. Oxygen gas is O2. So O2 is a molecule, but there is only one element, and that is an oxygen. Compounds. Compounds that are formed between atoms of nonmetals usually consist of molecules. Again, if the compound are formed between the atom of nonmetals, that is what we call a molecule. For example, oxygen and hydrogen, this is a compound called water. So the combination of these two nonmetals are usually consist of molecules. Oxygen with two molecules of hydrogen. Another, compounds that are formed between atoms of metals and nonmetals usually consist of ions. Again, metal and non-metal. So for example, sodium is metal combined with fluorine, which is non-metal, so it will form a compound, but this is an ion because it is metal having a positively charged ion and a non-metal having a negatively charged ion. So that's the end of our lesson. Let's have a short review first. So I hope that you are able to understand this chart. So we have a big matter here. It occupies space, it has mass and occupies space. So matter classified into two, we have element. It has only one type of an atom. and compound, a combination of two or more elements. Okay, so under element we have atom and molecules. So atom, it's a pure element. Okay, for example, oxygen, gold, argon, like that. Molecules, it consists of only one type of an atom. For example, oxygen gas. The molecule of oxygen gas is O2. So it doesn't mean there are two or more elements. Still, there's only one kind of element, which is oxygen. Compound. Under compound, we also have molecules and ion. So molecules of the compound, if the elements combined are both non-metals. So for example, water. So hydrogen chemically combined with oxygen. Next, ion, if a compound combined with metal and non-metal. For example, sodium chloride. So this one, pure gold, is an element. Oxygen gas is an example of molecules, or O2. Next is we have water. So water, combination of two or more elements that are both non-metals. And the last one is we have salt. Salt is the other name for sodium chloride, where sodium is metal and chlorine is non-metal. So it's an ion. It's quiz time. Class, I attach in your Google Classroom the questions, so kindly answer it all and then submit it after, because that will serve as your attendance. So that's all for today. Thank you so much and have a nice day, everybody.